U.S. space mining policies may trigger regulatory race to the bottom. Space Daily. There will be a rare full, blue moon in Vancouver on Halloween. Vancouver is awesome. Human microevolution sees more people born without wisdom teeth and an extra artery. Sky News. Massive black hole collisions can chirp twice, revealing their shape. CNET. Alberta Finance Minister accuses Nurses Union of trying to take advantage of a health crisis. Global News. The asteroid Bennu's brittle boulders may make grabbing a sample easier. Finance Brokerage. SpaceX churning out Starship Super Heavy booster parts ahead of first stacking. Teslarati. AMD said to be in advanced talks to buy Xilinx in over $30 billion deal. CNBC. NASA finds billion-year-old sand dunes preserved on Mars, and they look familiar. Science Alert. Top 10 things you didn't know about wind power. Clean Technical.